Hello, and welcome to The Rundown. I'm Julia Hardy. The Mid-South was devastated by tornadoes a few weeks back. Many are left without homes or picking up what's left of their homes. Our Noah Sershin traveled to Covington to get a look at some of the damage and the help some families are now getting.
This is what's left of Covington after two tornadoes ripped through Tipton County Friday. One of them, an EF3 tornado. Streets littered with toppled over trees, destroyed homes, and downed power lines. Even Crestview Elementary and Middle School were destroyed. The town that holds a little more than 8,000 people was one of the few cities in West Tennessee that bared the brunt of the storm. The town is working to get the lights back on after they reported more than 22,000 outages. By Sunday, that number was down to 1,500. Emergency officials there reported one death and at least 28 injuries in Tipton County. While the town is making progress in cleanup, the mayor of Covington acknowledges that the effects of this tornado will leave some lingering effects.
We have kids that are in shock. No school. We got a week of that. Kids lose sleep just by being affected. It's not just the adults. People without a house.
Town and county officials held a press conference Sunday where they gave an update on the recovery process. They said that they are now done with search and recovery efforts and now moving on to cleanup. And while many are trying to find a place to stay after the storm, over 350 volunteers filled Cobb Park, providing meals to those displaced. The Covington biker gang, Covington Vikings, brought out their grills to help feed those in need. Claude Jones of the Covington Vikings says that it is always important to help those in your community when they are in need, and he hopes others will do the same in return.
Basically, just have to give back to the community, when people need you. You never know when you need somebody.
In Covington,
God is blessing you. You got to give back those blessings.
Noah Sershin, AHS TigerLife News.
Noah, thanks. There are some ways you can help our neighbors affected by those recent tornadoes. Donations can be made at www.helpsalvationarmy.org. Schools there in Covington are in need of school supplies, and the Arlington community wants to make sure the students and faculty there have all they need for state testing. Scan any of the QR codes you see on your screen for a list of items to donate. All donations can be brought to room 215 at Arlington High School. We turn now to news across the nation where charges have been filed for the man accused of shooting and wounding a teen who knocked on the wrong door. This happened last week in Kansas City, Missouri. 16-year-old Ralph Yara was shot after police say he went to the wrong home to pick up his siblings. 84-year-old Andrew Lester was charged with first-degree felony assault and armed criminal action. His bond was set at $200,000. The 16-year-old's family says that he is now home from the hospital. Attorneys for the family of Tyree Nichols have filed a civil lawsuit this week against the City of Memphis, MPD, and the individual officers involved in the traffic stop. Nichols was repeatedly punched and kicked by police during a traffic stop and arrest on January 7th. The 29-year-old was hospitalized and after the arrest and died 3 days later. 5 Memphis Police Department officers have been fired and criminally charged with second-degree murder for their involvement, which was recorded on body camera and surveillance videos. We're getting a look at the newly renovated Tom Lee Park, as many have been waiting for the enhancements to the park for over a year. Officials with the Memphis Riverside Parks Partnership estimate that work is 80% finished. Opening day for the park is scheduled for Labor Day weekend. At least some of the 20% left to be completed has been placed on hold for one end of the park until June to make time and space for the Memphis in May International Festival. The U.S. Secret Service was caught off guard Tuesday by a tiny intruder. The agency says a toddler set off security alerts by crawling through a fence on the north side of the White House. Secret Service officers responded quickly and reunited the child with their parents. It remains unclear if the infiltration resulted in a timeout. It's not the first time a child has put Secret Service on alert. Back in 2014, a toddler squeezed through the White House fence, prompting a temporary lockdown. Then President Barack Obama was forced to delay his address to the nation on Iraq over the incident. Well, that does it for our second episode of The Rundown. Be sure to check out AHS TigerLife's YouTube channel every Friday for your rundown on the week's latest news. For all of us here on The Rundown and AHS TigerLife, I'm Julia Hardy. Take care.